My name is Trevor Days, and this is my persuasive speech. The use of performance-enhancing drugs is growing popular. Many people are using them to fulfill their goals on how they feel and look. There are many drugs that are being used to help grow bigger muscles and help with athletic performance. Many people are using the drugs for not only lifting weights, but are also using them for sports and other athletics. Some of these articles will talk about football and baseball and how the steroids help them to become stronger and faster. For example, with baseball, it can make a pitcher throw faster and harder, and for football, it can make a lineman stronger than the other opponent. There's also been articles about the Olympics and how the runners have used the drugs to be more explosive and faster off the line. PEDs are definitely something that shouldn't be banned. If people are taking them correctly and don't overdo it, then they could definitely help a lot of people. Enhancement drugs help muscles to grow, improve athletic performance, and help boost the body image. Smart Drugs, written by Aaron Fruit. The main points that I found in this article were that people were talking about how these drugs can help boost mental performance, and it is growing more and more. They're also discussing on if enhancement drugs can boost brain performance. These drugs have good effects on boosting mental and brain performance, both helping you in many different ways. Anti-doping body alarmed by claimed doctor treated 150 sportsmen with banned drugs. This was written by Anti-Doping, and there was only one point that I could find in this article. In the article, there was a reporter that said that the performance improvements that steroids and human growth hormones give are phenomenal. These drugs can boost your body and minds in ways you never would have thought you never could reach. And Pump It Up was written by Tim Lader and Jacob Fieldman. They started off by mentioning how before the 1950s, modern PEDs, before they were banned, were considered a part of training and recovery. These drugs help you to heal faster and stronger. The effects that these drugs can bring you is amazing. They don't just help you, they make you better in all ways. Charles Yasalis states that drugs can take your body places that you could never get without them. People that do not have potential speed as others, these drugs can make them faster, and people that want to be bigger in size but aren't able to achieve it, these drugs could help them to get bigger as well. These performance enhancing drugs don't always work the same on everyone. These drugs can make someone grow faster, and they usually may not affect them as much as the first person, but some people will become hyper responsive, or some people may need higher doses for longer periods. This just puts the physical effect on the drugs affecting other people in different ways. One big thing that they brought up in this article is since men have more natural testosterone, the PEDs affect women more. Women use the steroids when trying to gain muscle. This may bring other effects that they are not used to, such as that they're not used to as much. Conte said that the world would look majorly different if they would have never banned steroids. These drugs would have made everyone that had taken them more physical version of themselves. There would have been many more built people. There would have been, and they wouldn't have just done it because they were scared of the others that wouldn't have done it because they were scared of the consequences. Moving on to the second point, it is like the first one, except the performance is more sports than weights. It brings together the uses of drugs and how they make your performance better in many ways. These articles vary from soldiers in war and how the doctors use the steroids to heal injuries in sports faster. Androgenic steroids, while taking in low doses, are very safe, which can be prescribed by doctors. People say how steroids are bad for you, but don't understand how to take steroids to keep yourself safe. They take the wrong doses and end up ruining their life and in the long run. If if you are taking steroids, it is the safest to keep the doses small and to check your body often to make sure that you can keep using. When people do this, they see the most formation in their body. Most men start to use steroids to boost their masculinity, and this ties in close with point one. People end up using steroids to build themselves up into a more muscular version of themselves. Some people do it for looks, and some people do it for the muscle that they will be acquiring faster. Using steroids changes you from the boy you are to the man that you want to be. It was stated, that's what Sisson Green said in the article. Steroids build your body, everyone knows that. They also know that they make you stronger, and with that strength, that is why athletes use them so much. They want to be bigger and stronger than they already are. They aren't happy with the way they look. They also just want to be faster so they can outrun the next guy. They want to be better in mobility. If you come across a very lean and muscular man, you tend to see a man on steroids, which is a chemically engineered shell. The shell helps to make yourself bigger. Most bodybuilders nowadays are probably on steroids. I know a lot who aren't one of the people that gain the muscle that they want. Their muscles just stop growing. This is where the steroids would kick in to give you that extra kick that you needed to get from the start to form your muscles to where you want them. Steroids are being used medically to rebuild tissue that were weakened by injury or disease. Many athletes use steroids to help healing processes faster. The steroids help them to get back to what they want to be doing. Medically, these drugs work wonders. Steroids' psychological effects are a part of the draw. This comes in euphoria and increased motivation. This psychological effects helps the people using in better mindset about everything, helps them to get their mindset on the real person, or the real reason they were doing the steroids in the first place. The steroids can also give them motivation to be great every day, to have bigger drives in golf. To have bigger drives in golf, increasing your testosterone will help. You probably don't see golfers taking steroids as much as other sports players do, but it really just does the same thing in each sport. Allied soldiers during World War II were given substances to make them more alert. Most forces probably don't allow steroids use anymore, but it was a good idea back then. They used these drugs to stay awake for days and to also just keep their mobility up. In conclusion, I think that steroids are definitely a good drug. I think they shouldn't be banned anymore because they help to grow your muscles and just helps everybody to be better than their original self, be quicker and more mobility to them.